Alan Davis and I'm Head of B2B Marketing at Spotlight Sports Group.
Spotlight Sports Group recently launched its BetTech report, so for those that might not know, can you just tell us a little bit about it?
We're very happy with the report we've produced and the visual. We spent a fair few months pulling this together, and what we've attempted to achieve, and I think we've done a good job, is we've tried to produce a holistic view of the sports betting technology ecosystem and what it takes to create the ultimate sportsbook. So splitting that up into 6 key pillars and working through the industry to identify and bring into kind of a first of its kind visual that people can use for reference, but also people new to the industry can understand where different companies sit, and ultimately to show where Spotlight Sports Group is a specialist.
Can you walk us through how you created this report, because it's quite extensive?
We came up with the idea a few months ago, and as you know, the speed of this industry is so great that it provided a few challenges, and while we think we covered most of the companies in it, we certainly wouldn't claim it's complete or it's every company out there. So we spent a long time researching. That was the most important part of this process. We're very determined to get something that was credible, something that could be validated across the industry, and we used a team of in-house researchers, but we also made sure it was seen by a number of independent authorities as well. So yeah, we were pretty happy by the time we came to launch it that we'd included the majority of people we felt were the key players within the market, and as I said, we continue to add until the very last minute. We believe it's the first of its kind, and hopefully we can continue to grow the wheel and the visual as we move towards the second edition.
Is this going to be a one-time report, or can we expect kind of further editions in the future?
So it was always our intention for this to be an annual piece, and obviously having now completed the first version or the first edition, we're very, very happy with the detail and the quality of it, but we appreciate that takes time. So we are planning already the second edition for 2022. We haven't put our kind of pin in the calendar yet to decide exactly when that's going to be, but we don't want to leave it too long. As I said, the industry is moving at such a fast pace that I think it's important to make an update, and yeah, I think we'll start looking at it probably in Q1, Q2 to start updating the visual. And one of the great things about this is it's pretty viral. We've already had lots of companies come to us wanting to be included in the next edition, and that makes our research job much easier than us having to find every business in those regulated markets.
And what's the overall aim of this report? What's it hope to achieve?
There's a couple of different objectives really. Initially, it's very much a thought leadership piece from Spotlight Sports Group, and we as a business relaunched our brand in 2021, and we wanted to produce a bold thought leadership piece which ultimately showed Spotlight Sports' strengths within the industry and exactly where we specialise, and I think that has been a really strong part of the wheel. But also we wanted to give people both inside and outside the industry that wanted to learn about it, which is really relevant in the US, about the complexities and the nuances of the industry, just to show how integral different parts of the industry are, making sure that you don't miss certain areas, and also how important each individual area is to creating the ultimate sportsbook experience.
What would you say are the key takeaways from this report?
We've got 3 key takeaways. We wanted to finish the report really with something quite punchy that people could really resonate with. And the first one is all about the opportunities. And that's both in North America and the European market. And we believe that the speed of change and pace of innovation within the North American market specifically, and that includes M&A, is going to create kind of unprecedented opportunity. With that, obviously, that will be of huge excitement for people within North America, but also, hopefully, that will progress and reinvigorate the European market. The second takeaway really is where Spotlight Sports Group is a specialist, and it's an area which we have dominated in for a long time now. It's the content area, and the importance of that, I think, has really come through in probably the last 12 months, especially in North America, where obviously big sportsbook and big sports operators have acquired content businesses, and that has just kind of highlighted how important content is becoming as part of the overall experience for customers on sportsbooks. It's been a key part of the European product for a while, but I think certainly in the US and North America, we're really starting to see how important that is going to, independent, quality, verified content will be extremely important going forward. And hopefully when you look at the wheel, the visual, you'll see where Spotlight Sports Group is a key player within those areas. The third key takeaway is really about the complexity of the ecosystem and how each individual company interacts with each other across that ecosystem. It's really important, especially for people within the emerging markets, especially North America, and as we said, the speed that it's accelerating, that everyone understands how each individual company works across our individual subcategories within the ecosystem. It can be quite daunting when you first look at the wheel, but actually once you start to take it in and digest it, it's a really valuable tool in a number of different ways. And again, that can be whether you're new into the industry, whether you've got experience within it, or you're kind of just starting out and trying to work out who works with who and who does what.
Now, we talked about your plans for future editions, but how is the information collection process going to evolve as you kind of progress through different reports?
Yeah, so as I said, the first phase of research was a challenge, mainly around time and making sure that we covered the right areas, the important areas, and also that we included all the key players. As I said, we're pretty confident we've delivered a really credible piece, and the feedback we've had so far is certainly really positive. But we appreciate that the industry changes rapidly, and I think already we're starting to find that because of the shareable nature of the ecosystem, we're already getting inbound requests to be added, and I think that's how it will evolve. Hopefully our job will be made easier by people wanting to be involved, and companies seeing the value of being part of a thought leadership piece. And yes, while it's produced by Spotlight Sports Group, actually it's almost an independent piece of work. And the great thing is we've had such positive feedback that we're super keen to get started in creating that second edition.
Now we're on day 2 of SBC Summit North America. Has there been any highlights for the event so far? Has it been something you particularly enjoyed?
Yeah, so we've attended SBC Summit North America before, mainly through staff attendance. However, in the last 12 months, the acceleration of our business for Spotlight Sports Group has been kind of unrecognisable, really. We're fully committed to the North American market. We acquired Alarm Sports Network in September, and that has, as I said, accelerated our business rapidly. So we wanted to be here to really show our commitment and our desire to be a leading supplier of sports betting and fantasy sports services across North America. And I think the first day was highly successful. The footfall we had across our stand was pretty impressive. The sales guys reported last night that they'd had lots of encouraging conversations, and yeah, we certainly met lots of different people than I think we probably met in 2019, which is a real upside to the 2021 summit, and that includes lots of people from the US that are either beginning their journey or wanting to educate themselves and learn about what they need to do to establish themselves within this industry going forward. So yeah, it's so far been a great success, and looking forward to day 2.